National League East who's going to win the division. Not by a landslide or anything. I think it will be a close race throughout the year, but I would have to say the Phillies.
שלום וברוכים הבאים לכושר הוטו, פודקאסט הבייסבול הראשון בעברית עם יוני לב-ארי ואנוכי ארז שץ. שלום יוני.
אהלן ארז.
יוני משדר 76.
76?
כן.
זה יוני בגימטריה.
בחייאת.
לא היית מוכן לזה.
לא הייתי מוכן לזה.
ציפית למשהו אחר.
מן הסתם?
למה?
שנת הלידה שלך.
כן, ושלך.
אתה יודע שברגעים אלה עולה לי על האוטו מסעית שמביאה עצים?
התחלתי לחשב עץ בגימטריה, אבל לא משנה. זה מסובך עכשיו. תמיד עם העין אני מסתבך.
אגב, למה כל הדיון הבאמת מעניין הזה?
למה?
כי כזכור המשדר מגיע לכם בחסות תרש מסחר ויבוא עצים. כל סוגי העצים מכל רחבי העולם ובאיכות יוצא דופן. בקרו אותנו בכתובת דרך בן צבי 20 ביפו או באינטרנט עם _co.il, כי המחירים שלנו הם לא בדיחת קרש.
אין לי תוספת. סורי. הייתי עסוק עם העץ
היית עסוק עם העץ?
כן.
אוקיי, שבוע שעבר הבאנו לפה את חיים כץ, האיש שלנו בסנטרל. היום הבאנו לפה את האנשים שלנו באיסט.
רכש שני שחקני זרים.
אז תגידו
אחד
שלום
בוסמן, אחד בוסמן ואחד זר.
תגידו שלום לנתי ולגיא. Hello guys.
Hello
guys.
Hello. Shalom.
So Guy, first of all, Nati, you have what's your connection to Yoni? You met him sometime?
Somewhere around 4 to 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago you met? Do you want to reveal the secret? The secret,
Yes,
the nepotism?
my brother.
Oh, so you bring your family here.
My brother from the same mother.
From the same mother,
So
זה מאוד
that's
זה
like
מאוד
a-
יוצא דופן אצלנו.
Right.
Okay. So, and Guy, you are his, I think you are his son.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And you three are Yankee fans.
Yes, yep.
And that is why you brought the Brewers shirt.
Exactly, that's why I brought my Prince Fielder jersey.
Okay.
Never
That's
a
it.
bad time to give love to Prince.
So, Nati, you're here because you're his brother, and you have also a very good, you have your own baseball interest. Can you share a bit of that with us?
Yeah, I'm developing a baseball academy in Mexico, in a city that in Monterrey.
Oh,
It's
Monterrey, Mexico.
Monterrey, Mexico.
Yes.
It's about 2 hours drive from Texas, and we started that project about 3 months ago, and we are now actually gonna be in full operations in about a month or so. And we are taking into the academy kids from the age of 12, 13, 14, and we basically, they live by us, they learn, they study, they practice obviously, and at the age of 16, the purpose of the program is for them at the age of 16 to sign with an MLB team.
so basically this is the same model as in the Dominican Republic, which we all know is basically the Dominican Republic has, I think, 3 exports. That's tourism, sugar, and baseball.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Maybe baseball before sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar
I mean,
is big.
I'm looking
Sugar is big,
historically.
right? So, yes, exactly.
Throughout the ages.
It changed, right? I think
Yeah,
it
throughout
switched.
the ages.
Yeah, so it's actually not. This is how it works in Latin America.
Okay.
It's the same thing in Colombia.
Venezuela, I think, is
Venezuela. So
also a big
Venezuela, because of the political issues there in the last, 15 years, American scouts lately don't really want to come and scout players there. So part actually of our academy in Mexico, we're going to have a division for the Venezuela kids as well.
Well, that's. I mean, you still have like Cuban players, and there were no scouts there,
Yeah.
but you still have Cuban.
Yeah.
But Dominican Republic, every major league team has an office there. They have their own academies and offices, and
It's not even every MLB team has a big complex. We were in the Dominican last week, and we always, when we go there, we visit couple of complexes, and you're talking about millions of dollars. And when you walk into the complex, you're actually in the United States. You don't think that you're in Dominican.
Okay.
The construction, the quality,
Okay.
it's clean, it's
So
beautiful.
If there's a revolution, you go there.
Yeah, well, because they are 5 minutes away from the beach. They have the great weather of the Dominican.
So they have both.
Yeah, and by the way, we have a player that actually we just signed. We were doing some stuff in the Dominican in the past 5 years with my partner, and we signed a player January 15, 17-year-old kid from Venezuela. So after he signs with the A's, he's a catcher. Once he signs, he goes to the Dominican. So that's always their first stop. Is going to the Dominican complex of the MLB team that he signs with.
Well, that's interesting. And Guy, how are you? What is your? Let's just say, Guy is the. We can reveal now.
Yeah.
Can we out him?
He doesn't know it even.
Okay, Yoni has built a great career on the single premise that he has a special secret source in US baseball, and his entire baseball career in Israel, Ynet, hoops, everything is basically you. He basically calls you, asks you questions, you tell him what happens, and he writes them like sources familiar with the matter. So you are his source.
Inside information.
Yes, Yoni, the check will be in the mail, I'm assuming.
No, but where's our first question that we always ask the visitors? We have to ask Guy and Nathan together.
Okay, so sorry. Yeah, so the first question. Now, before that, are you aware of your status as the number one source of all things baseball?
Now I am.
Okay. So what made both of you fall in love with baseball?
It's just everything I grew up with from, since I was born. Both of them were huge baseball fans before me, and I kind of just grew up into it,
And that?
So I moved to New York in 1995, and 1996 is, even 95 already. Yankees started to be
exactly,
good.
and then became a Braves fan.
He came in, Mattingly left.
And Jeter arrived.
Jeter came up. Yeah.
Big Jeter, the big four arrived, and the Yankees became good. And again, Jonathan started to follow, I started to follow, and I love sports, any sports. We love travel the world and seeing different games and in different cities. And just it was so easy to become a Yankee fan and follow the game when they were so good. There were 5 years that we thought that they can win basically for 20 years.
Oh, okay, because that was the time where the Yankees won 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
I think.
Dynasty
Yeah, so
started.
you actually thought, it's like, it looks so easy. That was like,
If you would have come 10 years earlier, or even 5 years earlier, it would have looked...
Everybody assumes that what was last year is going to be this year, but this is baseball. Nothing stays the same. You can come to the World Series you can reach the World Series 5 years in a row and then not see it for another 13.
yeah.
But first, we have some news. Last year, we had Jacob deGrom start half a season and nobody saw anything like that. And then he was sidelined for half a season. And I told you, I think, in the broadcast, that my impression is that the man is breaking his own body.
You said it in Hebrew, though.
Okay. So now I'm saying it on the record in English. The man, I think whatever he does is breaking his own body. He is going to be re-evaluated of the feeling tightness in shoulder. Yeah, we were there last week. Last time we were exactly that position. So we're going to talk about the Mets, and my statement was if Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer are healthy, this is going to be a season 2 of the ages, and we're already having problem with that. So we're going to talk about it later. So we're going to talk about the East, the AL list and the NL list. First the NL, then the AL. But first we need to, before we can talk about what will happen, we are going to talk about what did happen this week before.
I consider myself the luckiest man.
29 במרס 1867. אוקיי? שבוע לפני 155 שנה.
וואו.
כן, אנחנו רחוק. בגילמור, אוהיו, נולד דנטון טרו סי יאנג.
Seriously?
יפ.
וואו.
כן? כשראיתי את זה אמרתי ימי הולדת מה ימי הולדת, הרי יום הולדת של סי יאנג, אני לא מדלג. יש גבול. אחד הפיצ'רים הגדולים בכל הזמנים.
נכון.
הוא ירשום קריירה סופר מרשימה, רובה במדי הקליבלנד ספיידרס, והבוסטון אמריקאנס שנהיו רד סוקס בהמשך. 511 ניצחונות, ERA 2.63. יש לו כמה שיאים שעד היום הוא מחזיק בליגה.
אהבתי את העד היום. יש לו כמה שיאים שלעולם לא יישברו.
כן.
בוא.
511 ניצחונות עוד יכול לקרות איכשהו, אני חושב, הבנתי. 7,356 אינינגים, 815 סטארטס, 749 קומפליט גיימס, ורצף בלי לחטוף היטס של 25.1 אינינגים.
אפילו נולן ריין ירום הודו ששיחק 87 עונות לא הצליח לשבור את זה, לא יישבר יותר. גמר.
אוקיי. טוב, נעבור ל-1 באפריל.
הדרך היחידה שהשיא הזה יישבר אם הליגה תחליט שלכל מה שהיה לפני 1900 יפסיקו לספור, זה הדרך היחידה.
אוקיי, זה לא נחשב, באמת. נעבור ל-1 באפריל, זה לא זה, 1972, השבוע לפני 50 שנה. השביתה הראשונה בהיסטוריה של המשחק.
מתי?
72.
באמת?
כן, הייתה קצרה, לא הרגישו אותה כל כך. השחקני המייג'ור ליג החליטו שהם לא פותחים את העונה. היא החזיקה עד ה-13 באפריל, והבעלים של הקבוצות הוסיפו $500,000 לפנסיות, וכולם היו מרוצים. אוקיי? זה היה כזה שורט 1. ונסיים. זזנו רק יום אחד קדימה. השני באפריל 1972, עדיין לפני 50 שנה.
הסתיימה השביתה שהתחילה.
לא, סיפור עצוב.
אוי.
סיפור עצוב מהאזור שלך. המנג'ר של הניו יורק מטס, גיל הודג'ס. התמוטט במהלך משחק גולף בווסט פלם ביץ' פלורידה, פונה לבית חולים ושם נקבע מותו בגיל 47 בלבד.
לגמרי. איזה אובדן. אם היה נשאר חי אולי היו לוקחים ב-73 גם אליפות.
יכול להיות. הוא הוביל את המץ לאליפות הראשונה שלה ב-69, ולפני זה הוא היה גם שחקן בסיס ראשון בדודג'רס, במץ, 370 הום ראנס.
בדודג'רס, במץ הוא עשה כסף לפנסיה.
אוקיי.
Let's go to מורה נבוכים?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the guy's names on the baseball team? Well, go ahead. Who's on first? Yes. I mean the guy's name. Who? The guy playing first. Who? The guy playing first base. Who? The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Okay, the idea was we were talking about what brought the whole idea of small ball. Why did they start with that? And then we talked about how inventive ways they had to put the runner on first, and then how to steal and how to protect the steal and hit and run. So now, Yoni, Mazal Tov, congratulations, you have runner on third.
Wow.
What do you want to do with him?
How many outs?
Doesn't well, hopefully one.
Okay.
less than three, hopefully.
Less than 3, that's good.
You want to get him home.
Yeah, I think that's the next thing to do.
What do you want? Well, how do you get him home?
Oh.
Well, obviously you hit
I
a
hit
home run. Sadly, we are at 19-8.
Oh.
Home runs are not going to... There's no home runs. The infield is in. What do you do? Well, apparently you do whatever you did before, you bunt him in. Because that's what the only thing you have. You only have the hitter. That's I think the important thing here is they only have a batter. Everything other than the runner and the batter is the defense. You can't control that. You can't control the pitcher. You can only control the hitter. So instead of sacrificing, and that's usually sacrifices is trying to deaden the ball as close to you as you can and to the left, let's say. This time you try to not deaden the ball and push it to the right. Once you push it to the right, the defense will obviously move right, and you can the runner can come home. That is called a squeeze, because you squeeze the run in.
Okay.
There are two kinds of squeeze. The first one is the safety squeeze. The safety squeeze is as a regular thing. You bunt it. The moment the ball is in play, the runner runs home. Not as efficient because the catcher and everything, once they get hold of the ball, they're very close to the plate. So they can easily throw you out. Well, easily. The suicide squeeze was the runner would start running when like a steal with the ball. Now, obviously, it's a suicide because if you missed it, the runner is out.
Yeah.
It's
Dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He either runs and get thrown out the plate, or he is a run out. But if you do make contact, the runner is halfway to home. There's no way to throw him out. That's why it's called the suicide. Guess what is not being used in the past? I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
There is, I think the other way of actually getting home is to steal home. Very hard, not as hard then as it was today. No, you could slide into the catcher. You could slide into the catcher and the umpire and whomever you wanted to.
And you had fast players then. Today they don't know how to run.
Well, yeah, they stole for a living.
Yeah.
But that's the two issues. You could steal home, but very, very dangerous, or you can suicide squid yourself. So that's it, Yoni. We go back to.
That's it. We've done with the.
We're done. We got our runner first, second, third, and
He's
home.
home. That's it. Huh?
That's it. We got a run.
Was a great one.
Yeah, 1-0.
We can start the season now.
Yeah, we can start the season now. And this season, so we talked about Central, we talked about West, and now we are going to talk about East. Yoni, are you ready?
Yes. This time I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So we'll
Which one you want to start?
we will start with the National League,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Nope.
Because everyone here, because let's say you're 2 out of 3 people here are more versed in the American League, so we're going to start with the National.
Let's hear what do you think is who's gonna win the division?
National League East who's going to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
Not by a landslide or anything. I think it will be a close race throughout the year, but I would have to say the Phillies.
What do you think?
Whoa, that came out of left field. No, I mean, I didn't know, I was thinking either Braves or Mets, and the Phillies?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, well, they did some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Everybody, well, not everybody. The Phillies, let's say, upgraded themselves.
Yes.
Out of they didn't lose anyone important, and they got
They got 2 offensive, very good players.
yeah, they got Castellanos and they got
Schwarber.
Schwarber, and that's so they have the designated hitter,
And they
one
got
of them.
Jerry's Familia.
Yeah.
Jerry's Familia. They got Familia.
Okay.
All the Mets book there. They have others.
That's actually why they won't. I mean, okay, seriously, the Phillies had a very bad bullpen last
Yep.
year.
Brad Hand.
Bradhead, yep.
Exactly. The Phillies had a very bad bullpen last year. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to
Well,
improve.
they put some arms. Some arms
seriously, both Familia and Hand had a disastrous 2020. If judging by 2021, they only made a bad bullpen worse.
Yeah, that's always been the past few years. It's always been their main problem. And,
Right.
And it's always something with Girardi
yeah.
about the bullpen. Does he know how to manage a bullpen or not?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they have an excellent pitching staff. Zach Wheeler is every morning I wake up and I ask myself, how the hell is he a Philly? This is the Wilpons legacy. Zach Wheeler has become my Cy Young for last year because and he's number 2. Number 1 is Aaron Nola.
Yep. He'll probably get the opening
He's
day
gonna be
start.
open.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have Ranger Suarez, Kyle Gibson, and Zach Eflin. That's a very good
Yes.
youngish pitching
It's
staff.
built very right.
Yeah, they have the MVP Bryce Harper. They have
Realmuto.
Herrera and
Ramulto.
Realmuto, of course, which is always fun when your catcher is batting 4th or 5.
Yeah, that's something different.
That's I wish we had that. Rice Hoskins and your old mate Didi Gregorius.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, and John Segura. Very good team. So you're saying first.
Yes, I know their defense is definitely going to be a problem, especially in the outfield. Adding
Castellanos.
Schwarber and Castellanos are not
not.
known for their defense.
Yeah.
But if their pitching
They do.
staff...
They do know.
They're known for the wrong reasons. If their pitching staff holds up and the offense does what they're supposed to do, then I think they can make some noise.
Let's say first 7 innings, they have a benefit. The inning 8 and inning 9, they start.
Well, the thing with relievers, you can never know. you can find some relievers, you don't know them, the next year they are the best in the league.
Familia is going to go back to its 2014 roots, and Bad Hand is going to become the greatest closer on earth. Always.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about the Braves. What do you think? The Braves?
Well, I think the move. Well, it's one big move.
Yeah.
One big move.
Yeah, the change. Or let's even speak about it before. They are the champions, but they are not really a championship team.
No,
It's not like you see them and you say, "Wow!" You're not afraid of their lineup, of their rotation. They're a good team. It's a good team.
The Braves, last season, I looked at the lineup and I said, "This is scary."
Really?
Yeah.
Out of whom?
Because you had Acuna, you had Ozuna, Freeman, Albies, Swanson, Riley. I looked at that and
They had breakout years last year.
Riley is
But before it started, you look at it and you say,
No,
"Oh,
Riley is right. First
Riley's
of
a
all,
good player.
defensively, it's still the best.
No.
Defensively and offensively, you have at least 3 out of 4. I mean, Swanson was really bad last year, but
Ozuna's not there.
Okay, so now Ozuna was not there. Acuna got injured.
Yeah, Acuna, they won the championship without their best player, arguably.
Yeah, exactly. Acuna got injured. I mean, maybe because he was injured,
Kind of sparked the team.
Yeah, and they had to manufacture stuff because they couldn't say, okay, Ronald is going to... Yeah, exactly.
And they got a lot of outfielders during the deadline because
Exactly, and they brought like magic stuff. They brought Soler, boom. They brought Peterson, boom. They brought Rosario.
Yeah.
It was like they were the opposite of
came back,
jinxed. They were like golden for some reason.
most of them left, right?
Soler left. They re-signed Rosario. Duval, I think.
Duval is still there.
Yeah, Duval
I
stayed.
don't know why they traded him.
I didn't know why he left in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was stupid, and they brought him back.
Yep.
So the big question is, how
base.
important was Freeman to the team?
Yeah, not like number wise.
No, because number-wise, you argue Matt Olson is a better player number-wise, but
Younger and
the
stuff.
culture and what Freeman brought to the team, and you could almost argue maybe baseball karma, letting not respect whatever side you stand on it, not respecting.
He wanted to stay.
He wanted to stay. He really wanted that extra year.
Yeah.
But if
It's the again, it's who you ask. I knew he wanted to stay, and now Chipper Jones was saying no. He was trying to squeeze them for more money.
but did he deserve that money? Is what?
Well, yeah, obviously.
Exactly.
I really thought he was. I thought they should have given him whatever he asked for, made him captain, whatever, and then and a position in the first base coach after he retires. And you can start hearing about how he was the guy who ran the infield, how he was the guy who insisted on doing the extra. I mean, they still have a great lineup. Travis Darno, another one of my favorites. I love them all.
Pitching wise, the question is Soroka, I think.
He has.
It's not
There
starting
is
the
no
season,
question
right?
with Soroka. He's done.
He's a hospital.
He's done.
But Charlie Morton continues to
It's like
defy
37.
time and age, 38 maybe at this point. And he looked good in spring training. His stuff looks really good.
Okay. So they have him.
They have Kenley Jansen.
Yes, they signed him. They said,
Yeah.
you trade Freeman for Jansen.
Okay.
They have
What else they have in rotation?
okay. Well, Hascarino,
Ian Anderson.
Ian Anderson,
A
and
good young
Hascarino.
arm.
This is a good
Max Fried.
Max Farid.
Max. Well, they were very good October, and let's say they were very good August, September, and amazing in October. They were disastrous April, May, June. Which Braves? Well, the real Braves, please stand up. If
Do you want them to? Do you want them to?
no. I didn't want them last year, and they did. I mean, honestly, but to be honest, I think the Braves are going to be not as good as they should. They may.
I'm with you.
So I think they're going to
I
be
put them third.
Third, I wouldn't be surprised. That's where I rank them. Probably that's where they'll finish.
Third.
So let's go Mets. Let's go to the Mets. Sorry. I didn't know where that came from. The New York Mets.
Yes.
Obviously, one of the hottest sign-ups. Max Scherzer, everybody loves Max.
As long as the Gram is the Gram and Scherzer together are something you haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah, I believe if he was healthy last year, completely all the way through, I think they would have made the playoffs.
Probably, because everyone had to step up and
it's just that sense of like every fifth day you're gonna get Jacob DeGrom pitching for you. It brings something to the team.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the other side is. The funny was the other side was also bringing their A game all of a sudden, but. Yeah, he's too good, and Max Scherzer is really good, and I don't have any idea about who's Chris Bassett and everything. But the question is, Taijuan Walker and Carlos Carrasco.
Carrasco has to figure out how to get around the first inning.
It didn't look good now.
Taijuan Walker has to figure out.
And he came, and then he was injured, and then he was more injured, and Taijuan Walker had a very good half season, and then Jacob DeGrom left and he didn't fare well. We had like pitcher after pitcher.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe they need him to be there and less pressure on them because there's one, there's two. As a 3 and 4, they're okay. When you want them to be number 2, it's tough.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened, in my opinion.
It's a bit mental.
But so the whole question is Jacob DeGrom gonna be healthy? If he's healthy, then he's number 1, and Max Scherzer is number 2, and it's like Christmas in July. But if he's not healthy, we're gonna have a different thing. Offense-wise, everything looks, amazing.
Well,
Pete Alonso
you
will
lost,
have
you
Jeff.
lost Bias.
That's.
Conforto is still a free agent.
I don't see him going back either. I'm not sure their outfield seems too full at this point.
No.
There's not much of a
Mets,
space
this
for
is
him.
what I liked about they had a new GM, they had a new everything, and so the new GM was like, "Tell me what you need." They said, "We need the best pitcher you can get us." That's just okay. We need an outfielder because we lost Conforto and Nemo is not. It needs somebody really, really good. Okay, I bring you a Starling Marte. We need a real third baseman. He brought in Eduardo Escobar. It's like, and we need like somebody else. We brought in Marcana. They need somebody flexible in the outfield. They brought Marcana. It's like everything they said. I'm bringing the best player I can who is available.
You need somebody in the bullpen you can't rely on. To bring Adam Ottavino.
Yeah, well, because we fortunately lost 2 of them. No, the bullpen is you have Trevor Williams, which was I think a starter in the Cubs.
Cano is back.
Cano is back.
It's
going to be the age, right?
I think he'll be a solid hitter.
It's going to be the age.
Well, he always was a solid hitter. It's just 39.
Yeah.
The big question, in my opinion, is Jeff McNeil. I'm really, really hoping Buckshot-Walter and whatever the new stuff is going to straighten the guy's head. When his head is straight, Jeff McNeil can be like your 330, 320 hitter. A solid hit. But when his head is not straight, that's like the guy who's the team is suffering and he's breaking his bat and crying in the dugout. That's the kid, and I really hope. And they have a good team. They have, in fact, when I saw the spring training, I was like, this team can take it. This team is a contender. I didn't see the Phillies, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was very like I had a lot of question marks. But then I saw the spring training and it looked really good. Obviously not to the outside eye because again I'm looking as a fan. Guy, if DeGrom is healthy, why do you still put the Phillies first? That's the interesting question.
I just think that at the end of the day, this is a lot of ifs too. If the Phillies bullpen is okay and their rotation stays, you have JT Realmuto batting probably 6th, 5th or something, and, and it's a very tough long lineup to get through, especially you'll have Zach Wheeler throwing 100 at you on the other side of it. But I think it'll be neck and neck. I'm not saying they're going to run away with it, especially with the DeGrom being healthy. The Mets will definitely be out there.
Quick, Marlins and Nationals.
Yeah. Nationals, they got signed Nelson Cruz, but and they have
41.
He's gonna keep going, keep booming.
Missing coin. Yeah, man.
But
they lost Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, he retired Mr. National, but otherwise him, Soto, they have some young guys. They're pitching.
What's up with Strasbourg?
Strasbourg is always a question mark, no matter
He
what.
starts the season?
I honestly am not.
When last season started, they had Trey Turner, right?
They did,
They had Max Scherzer,
obviously.
right? They had Kyle Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
They lost all of them.
Yep.
So it's like a different team.
It is a different team. It's a bad team. I mean, Soto. The only thing that's
Nelson Cruz, the only thing that came back.
yeah, I mean,
Josh
they
Bell.
brought Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, but it doesn't do what they think it
I
should be.
think they brought Nelson Cruz because Soto said, "Listen, if you don't put a bat behind me, I'm leaving." I'm like,
And he's
because
leaving on
he was not getting anything. They were throwing. They would either walk him intentionally or throw so much around him that it looks like the old walk.
They have a couple of interesting young guys to look at, like Josiah Gray, someone they received in the trade with the Dodgers with Scherzer, and
this
Keibert Ruiz.
He's playing this year, supposed to be in the majors.
He'll come up this year.
Keibert
Ruiz is a switch hitting top catcher and prospect in the game.
Michael Franco is
Yeah,
good.
and if anything, I like what I'll look at to see if Patrick Corbin can bounce back. I think they'll try and trade him.
That was
They have to, I think they're trying to rebuild his value.
the worst signing ever.
But he was a huge in winning the
Yeah,
championship.
we wanted him.
Yankees.
This is
I don't see nothing
it's
nice
going to
there.
be an easy.
I see them finishing
Last.
dead last.
Yeah, I think the Marlins.
Well,
will
the
finish
Marlins?
before.
Good news for the Marlins.
Yeah.
Why is the Marlins not
Well,
going to
the
finish?
Marlins. First of all, they have 3 very good starters. They have Alcantara. He's very good. They have Pablo Lopez, right?
Yep.
Both are very good.
And they have Eliezer and the Gezer.
Yeah, he throws hard. I think whether they'll see the Luzardo, young guy, hard throwing lefty.
Jesus
Yeah.
Luzardo,
Yeah.
weird name. But I don't know. I mean,
They brought Jorge Soler, the
They
MVP
did,
of the World
they did.
Series.
I think one of the most exciting players just to watch in general in baseball, Jazz
Sorry?
Chisholm.
Jazz
no,
Chisholm.
Jazz
Okay.
Chisholm
Oh,
is
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
about to say
Fun,
they
he's just
have
fun
Jazz
to
Chisholm,
watch.
and they have they have a great guy to trade in the deadline.
Wow, he's too young. He's still he has to have a few more years down the line.
2 more years, you say? I mean, he was a rookie last year.
Yeah, he's too young to trade.
He's the guy who you remember when last year they stopped everything and said Jacob deGrom just gave a two-strike home run on 100. That's the guy, Jazz Chisholm. He said that was the slowest 100-mile pitch I ever saw.
He's just fun. He's fun.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
Oh, we need some fun.
They have a very good defense.
Yeah, they brought Joey Wendell.
Yeah, exactly. They have a
Joey
very
Wendell.
good defensive third baseman, Joey Wendell. They still have John Birdie.
Avishai Garcia.
They have Avishai.
Aguilar at first. It's
That
not a
was
bad team.
Yeah.
It's not a bad team at
It's
all.
not a bad team. It's just
And
not
they have a young
great
pitcher,
team.
Trevor Rogers, should be like number
Yep,
3.
he was an all-star last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
He's solid. I think actually one of the more interesting pitchers in baseball in their bullpen, who I think you'll know when I say his name, Richard Blyer.
Oh,
The fact that his stuff is just, he does not strike out anybody. His strikeout stuffs are so low, but yet he continues to pitch effectively.
contact.
He's everything against what you look for in analytics.
Yeah,
Right.
He's again just one of those guys that are interesting to watch because he goes against what the game has been moving towards in the past few years.
I think the Marlins, considering the fact that they are another great team, at least they are not one of those let's sell everybody and rebuild and let's throw everybody away. That's the good thing about them. They're a team. They are second, third-rate team, but they are a team. They're
I
not.
think they're like a 500.
Yeah, I can see them finishing like a few games over 500 if everything goes right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so that would be interesting. I'm seriously thinking that this is the year the Mets can win it, but I was more. Let's say I would have been more enthusiastic if we had the talk yesterday.
Yeah, before the Grom news.
Yeah. Tough. Let's talk American League.
דולרים? דולרים.
דולרים?
דולרים בטורונטו.
דולרים בטורונטו. Yes. So you're thinking Toronto as well?
Yeah. I think they're the best team. I think they're the best team, but I do think they didn't change much. They didn't get better much. It's just another year.
Well, they lost.
They lost Robbie Ray. They brought Kevin Gausman. should be like pretty much even. Pretty much even.
But the big question, I feel like they have a decent amount of question marks. You bring Matt Chapman, someone who struggled with injury history, hip surgery, a lot of...
Yeah, and him is a defensive player more than an offensive
Well,
player.
yeah, before the hip surgery, he was, considered one of the budding third basemen in the game, but
They understood that Kevin Biggio is not a third baseman, should move to second. They move him to second. They have Chapman at third. Who's the shortstop?
Bo Bichette.
I have a different idea about MVPs. So Bo Bichette was for me the MVP last year because I have a weird sense of value. I really think the Blue Jays this year is like the
breakout team.
Breakout, but it's not a breakout. It's like they have so many tools who's like they were young, they were
They're finally
experienced,
maturing and coming into their own.
Yeah, coming into their own as a team. They have like one couple of years together, and this is the year.
And Springer didn't really play last year.
Well, and when he did play, he played great too.
Yeah. So if he's gonna play, I think that's the thing that's gonna make you feel that the fact that Simeon left doesn't really matter if Springer comes back, because they didn't sign nobody that makes what Simeon did up to.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, but the thing is, everybody's talking today about the flexible defense, the idea that you don't. It's a bit of a blah blah blah.
They'll play around.
When you have a Lindor at short or a Seager at short, they play short.
Yeah.
When you have a good center fielder, you don't put him at left. But the idea is they have young Bichette and
obviously
Kevin Biggio. They have those flexible guys.
Yeah.
So losing Simeon was actually a benefit for this idea. Now, whether this idea is going to win them championship.
Offensive wise, you lose a lot of.
No, offensive wise, you lose they lost a great player. They lost two great players. The question is that they believe that their infield and pitching can make up for the loss.
And you have to remember that both of the great players they lost had a season like their best season.
Yeah.
Season
But
career.
again,
It's not like year before Robbie Ray was Cy Young.
Yeah,
and Marcus Simeon wasn't like an MVP too.
Okay, but the Blue Jays, let's say we had R.A. Dickey, who had like the greatest year ever, won a Cy Young, everything else, and we sent him over to Toronto, and they didn't. So they know that one good year does not mean. Maybe they see stuff in them.
I think that's what they thought.
Well, Simeon, even though it was COVID year, he did have a good year in the COVID year.
Yeah, it wasn't okay. Yeah, but
he finished top 5 MVP, I think.
It's not the season.
Yeah, I know, it was COVID.
We're speaking about Toronto for like 5 minutes. we didn't say the word Guerrero.
Because Guerrero is a known element. We know what we're going to get from him.
He's a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster. We know what we're going to get from him. We don't know what we're going to get from the Bichettes and the Biggios that replace when we lost Simeon.
But it will be very interesting to see what's next with Guerrero.
Can he keep it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think he's going to be even better because we saw the talents. We saw the Tatis and the Sotos. When you see talent, they usually deliver.
And did you say something?
You say Kikuchi?
Oh, yeah, you say Kikuchi.
Okay, yes. Well, it's good.
Yeah. Kikuchi, Jose Barrios, Alec Manoa.
I like him a lot. I think he's going to break out. He's going to be maybe their one of their top starters next year.
So them around Gaussman, it's like 4 very good pitchers.
They have a very good pitching staff.
Yeah.
Their bullpen, what does that exactly look like for them, though?
So I see them winning like, I don't know, 95, 97 games. Something like that.
I really think they're going to have the same season, only better. Okay. Now, the interesting part, I kept thinking, when was the last year the Yankees didn't make the playoffs? We know they didn't win since 2009. When was the last year they didn't make the playoffs?
2016, the fire sale.
Yeah.
Since they didn't make the World Series since 2009.
Right.
But in that 13-year run, they only missed the playoffs once.
Yeah, I don't think we were in the playoffs last year. We were in the playoffs.
Never mind. That's not the point.
One game is not a playoff.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is, remember last week we said, the White Sox were אכזבה. And then we're like, no, they weren't. they aced, they won the division, they got in, they just...
The White Sox are not the Yankees.
Yeah, I know, no, that's the point. The Yankees, before we're gonna start saying last year's there was a bad team. No, it wasn't. They were actually very good. They only, the other teams, the Red Sox and the Blue Jays managed to win enough games, so the Yankees couldn't win the division.
I don't really remember what did I say last year when was he speaking about the season.
Yeah, you said the Red Sox are gonna end last and stuff like that.
No, about the Yankees. What did I say about the Yankees? I didn't think then, as I remember it, that the Yankees rotation is good enough to win all the way.
No, because you said we lost the Japanese guy and we got Kluber.
Yep.
And so you take one solid player and you bring in, how do you say Patsia in
a hospital.
Injury prone.
Yeah. No, we didn't have a number 2. And we still this is still the big question. This is still the big question. Do we have a number 2 or not? And I think that's what we're going to make this season up or down.
Up.
Well,
let's just say that we at a certain point we didn't have a number 1. Cole was like
but
a roller coaster ride.
I trust Cole.
I don't know. I'm not trusting Cole.
I think he's going to win. He's going to win 15 to 20 games, around 3 ERA.
I think the biggest problem Yankee-wise, and I'm going to let you speak in a second. I think that they had a very sluggerish, right-handed slugging offense, which is really, really hot and cold prone.
Well, Anthony Rizzo came in the middle and made it better.
Yeah.
Joey Gallo came in the middle but didn't make anything better.
Again, up and down, up and down.
Oh, come on. The fans loved him.
I love Joey Gallo. He's a terrific player.
He's
terrific player.
He's a terrific player.
You know his batting average?
That's what you're going to look at, but he's...
You know what is it?
Do you know his on-base percentage? You know his OPS?
What is OPS?
OPS? Well, off
with
the top of my head.
With the Yankees.
With the Yankees.
More than 750?
Very small margin.
I was with the Yankees.
I would guess over 750, yes.
I don't think so.
So what do you think, guys? Is this the year of the Yankees?
I mean, I know
the Brewers,
it might be again, like you said, talking from a fan perspective, but I do believe that this is a solid year coming up for the Yankees.
I'll ask you this question: if Luis Severino plays 10 games this year, okay, then how do you see this season?
10 games would be tough. That would be... I think then you would have to rely on sneaking into that new wild card format and relying on, guys like Cole and Montgomery and Nasty Nestor stepping up.
Super Mario.
The thing is, I think the Yankees have a very more balanced lineup. On the other hand, there's a lot of issues, like you don't have a hitting catcher.
We don't have a catcher.
No.
You have great catcher. I mean, Higashioka is a good catcher, but he's not a hitting catcher. He's a number 9.
He's a good defensive and a nice offensive. That's what he is. The fact that you start the season with Higashioka and kind of Falafel as in your lineup. I have nothing against him, but you have 2 players which are not going to give you offense.
You talk about batting average, Falafel. He's a 270 hitter.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a solid. There's a Yankees who have been looking at him for a couple of years now.
Kind of Falafel is a great.
I think he's a terrific addition to the team. He's a very good addition.
I think kind of Falafel. I would take kind of Falafel and Rizzo today. It's. I'm really. This is. The issue is you have a lot of...
You take kind of Falafel instead of Lindor?
No.
You say
I
you'll
take Rizzo over Alonso, but that's not the point. I'm not...
The question.
And again, this is the kind of...
I have nothing against him. It sounded like that. No. I have nothing against him.
You're saying it's not offensive.
I love defense.
Gold glove. He's a gold glove.
I love it. But the fact that you have 2 players that are not really offensive players, you don't know what you're going to get from that.
Okay, but you had a lineup that was pure offense, and you barely made the playoffs.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, so maybe
you didn't make the playoffs.
This is the question again, because you have like over fluidity in the infield. You have every player can play everything.
if we have gotten a good catcher, I would be very happy with this offseason. That's it.
Maybe
Maybe
Higashioka gets, the whole season and he proves himself. We don't know. He was the second
Maybe
rate.
not.
Maybe he will get, but I really think the Yankees are I think the Yankees are better all around. But this is not this. They need another season to
I tell you what
to
really
percolate.
makes things better this year. Giancarlo Stanton is going to play the outfield
Yeah.
much more than before. I think it will make him better player, offensively even. He'd rather do it. And we have a spot for the DH that we can use, and we want to use. We need it. Donaldson will
I mean, and you
games
got
there.
We need to give a lot of guys
Judge
some
will need
rest.
games there. Yeah. So,
I'm personally, I really think the Yankees did great moves. I just think they're
And
going
we
to
have
have
a
to
problem.
have 1 year to play.
and we have a problem in center field.
Well, yeah, it's a problem of the very, very, very big question mark in Aaron Hicks.
Well, it's not a question mark if you ask me.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
It's a huge exclamation. And he does not like Aaron Hicks. Okay, Red Sox?
Last year they were a very big surprise. No one, like you said, you thought they would finish dead last.
Well,
I don't know if dead last, but
no, they're not
I
dead
didn't
last
think it's
because you
gonna
still have the Orioles.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
think they're going to be good.
I mean, and
You have to remember, they came last year after the COVID season, in which they were not good. Now, granted, they lost more games in 2021 than they lost in the COVID season. You have to remember that.
Well,
I mean, that's the point. Everybody thought because they finished last in the COVID season that they're going to be very bad. Well, it's a 60-game
Right.
season. You can't judge. And they got their MVP, which is Alex Cora, the manager.
Yeah.
that's true.
I mean, that was like two different teams.
Yeah.
They have excellent players. Sorry, they have, and they got themselves a very good player.
Yeah, well. First question, Chris Sale.
Yeah.
Oh,
Second
yeah,
question,
yeah.
Jacob DeGrom.
Listen,
Luis Severino.
Chris Sale is the and it's, I don't know, maybe it is we're getting in the point where pitchers are out pitching their body's ability to handle it.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not natural to the body even to throw a baseball like that.
Obviously,
yeah.
but I mean, it's always been like that, It's everybody. I mean, Nolan Ryan. Everybody who plays against him say, "Listen, the Reagan was not in the same place. He was throwing 90, 96, 95, 98. I don't know, something like that. But he's a freak of nature. He could play. He played for 24 years.
Yep.
So it's not 25 years, but most of the pitchers today cannot withstand the constant velocity, and we don't have this idea that you don't have to throw a 90 to succeed. So I don't know. We will have to have some different. We're talking about Chris Sale, and I think there's going to have to be a shift. But so without Chris Sale, who do they have? They have Eovaldi.
Yep.
He was good. He was almost Cy Young last year.
Solid plus. He is.
Uh,
They lost Eduardo Rodriguez
Yep. Yeah. They signed Rich Hill, who's not going to be healthy. For
and
the
Michael
rest of
Wacha.
the- Oh
Okay.
yeah. Also not. They're not. It's not names that you look at.
No.
You don't feel
Michael Walker,
inspired.
we had him, and he was a disaster. He's
And James Paxton. They brought James
Oh
Paxton.
yeah. Oh.
All kind of question marks. I didn't understand the switch they did with Hunter Renfroe and Jackie Bradley Jr. Why did they do it?
they really love him. I don't know why.
I mean, yeah. They.
Hunter Renfroe was a great defensive player.
Yep, and he had a breakout year offensively as well. But I think they did save a decent amount of money. On
And
that
maybe they
move.
thought we got the most of him.
Maybe,
That's
yeah,
it.
potentially. I mean, you think about similarly when the Rays acquired him, he had a decent year for the Rays, looking like he was going to break
Yeah.
out, and then all of a sudden they traded him away.
I didn't understand why the Red Sox got Jackie Bradley Jr. to leave because he was very good defensive. At the outfield there in
Yeah.
Boston, it's
It's important.
tough.
It's important.
It's
You
tough.
need- and
It's
and
hard.
he
Yeah,
knows.
it's
He
an
knows that he
interesting,
knows
It's not the corners, yeah.
the
So,
triangle
okay.
there.
It's an interesting outfield, yeah.
JD Martinez, Bobby Dahlbeck, Xander
JD
Bogaerts.
Martinez is a bunker.
Yeah, Bobby Dahlbeck,
When they say
Xander
bunker,
Bogaerts.
a sure thing.
Yep. I mean,
Rafael
It's like you know what you're gonna get.
They have like
He's
4 or 5 players.
Professional hitter.
yep.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you're gonna get from him. He's been doing it so long, and it's not gonna falter. They have Kike Hernandez, Bogarts, Devers, and so you're going to get the offense.
Yeah.
But it was an adventure last year. So.
And interesting to look at, always when a star player leaves Colorado, how will it affect them not playing in Coors Field? Will you look at, especially for Story having a bit of a down year last year also.
Yeah, he had the same issue Conforto had, but on a different thing. I mean, Arenado was, everybody knew he was going to be good. Yep. We just didn't know how good he was.
It's not the same.
But defense still one of the best, Arenado.
Yeah, but Story not as solid.
No, not as solid. Still a solid.
Yeah,
he's got speed. He's got speed to play there at short and a solid glove.
Yeah, but we don't know. I mean, he could be like an ace, a joker or whatever. So, assuming we didn't rank everything. So, assuming the Blue Jays are first.
Depending on who you ask.
Yeah, exactly. I'm asking you because I'm gonna say.
You say the Yankees first?
No, he says Blue Jays first.
No, I say Yankees first.
Oh,
he says Blue Jays first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I would say Yankees first. But again,
I only
might be the fan perspective.
I only pretend to listen. So you're saying... no, because we started... maybe you said Blue Jays first. Never mind. So, Yankees and Blue Jays are going to fight for the first place.
Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Boston are going to fight for third place. I think.
Okay. So let's talk about Tampa. I have a rule about Tampa. I never bet against them.
No, you can't. You can't.
No, seriously, I did. I did. 2020. I said the Rays are not gonna. I thought the short season would not benefit the Rays. And
You're very close.
Only got to the final.
Yeah. So I changed my decision to I never bet against the Rays.
They lost game 6.
Yeah. They won game 4. I don't bet against the Rays, so I have to put myself aside on this discussion. I cannot say where the Rays are going to end.
They're always up. It's just a team. No matter who they put out there is.
Yeah, I mean this is the part where all this discussion we can say they have Wander Franco. We know he's great.
He's something I'm excited to watch him for a full bulk of the year.
Yeah, that was your friend's recommendation.
He's still eligible to Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And he's gonna. He's obviously the favorite, I would assume.
Yeah, and the Rosarina. Everybody thought that after the COVID season, Rosarina might. Everybody's going to be found out. Yeah. Well, it didn't. They found out something else, and I don't know. They have teaching.
Signed Corey Kluber. I wouldn't be surprised if they turn him around back to being at least. Not to where he was before, but
they signed.
It's the Rays, though. It's the Rays.
He's going to throw like 4 or 5 innings. So
Here I go against the Rays. I just don't get it, but I don't know. Well,
but they have
the last Rich here, the last Waka.
Okay, let's face it. They signed Corey Kluber, so obviously he's going to win the Cy Young.
Yeah.
Last year was an anomaly on 2 issues. First of all, they traded Adames, and he was great.
Right.
Amazing. Nobody understands how it happened.
Yeah.
And they actually extended Wander Franco.
Big contract.
Weird money.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but again, I actually like those because it sounded like the Rays are starting to realize they are a team. They're not just a fluke of analytics.
That's good for us. They're going to be different. No regular Rays.
No, that's bad for you.
I don't think so.
That's bad for you because there was always the issue. There was always this thing that, maybe they will do something, nothing will work. They will have to rebuild. They will do a lot of things. The Rays thinking about themselves as a team, as a good team, is the worst thing that can happen in the league. I think. But again, this is the Rays. Who knows?
Yep.
They don't have, I think, they don't have Tyler Glasnow for the whole season, right?
They don't?
Yeah.
He's not starting.
He definitely would not, if he does come.
Weird when he they have a player, speaking of Koreans, they have Jim and Choi.
He's just, again, a fun player to watch. The way he plays the game is
I love him. I mean, I really like the Korean league, so everything Korean for me is fun.
He's very good against Cole.
Yes, he is
Yeah,
Cole's
he's-
number
he's-
one enemy.
He's just one of those guys who like they move in for defense and then they put him as a designated leader. So what is he? They have an excellent catcher.
Yep, Zunino is
Yeah, they have. I mean, they have Kiermaier, which is like the center fielder you want. Assuming you don't. I mean, he can't hit for. He can't hit for save his life. I mean, he used to be a great hitter. People don't remember
Yeah, he lost
that.
it. He lost it a bit. I don't know what happened. He lost it. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
what
completely
happened.
lost it, but he's like the defensive center fielder everybody wants when they think about, the great. And they have pitchers.
Yeah, they have
which-
young guys coming up. Shane,
Yeah,
Shane Baz,
Shane Baz.
Luis Patino,
Yeah, but that's
Patino.
like, you know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to
Shane
bring
Baz,
in
Shane Baz was
guys
good last year, but the
Yeah.
playoffs it wasn't good.
No, and
Against
McClanahan,
Boston.
lefty, throws hard.
Yeah, that's the issue. They're going to bring a lot of relievers that nobody have ever heard of.
Yeah.
They're going to
It's gonna throw for ERA
They're going to
like
throw 3 and 4 innings. They're going to get like strikeout. Everybody's going to say, how the hell are they doing this? They're going to win a lot of games on those merits. They're going to get maybe into the extended playoffs, and then all bets are off.
Yep.
1 year they had 2 years ago they ran through everyone until they met the Dodgers. Last year they couldn't buy a hit.
Yeah.
It's weird. This is why I like analytics, because you get insanity like this. I mean, it's to me this is the greatest thing about analytics. It's insanity. I have no idea how. I don't bet against the Rays, so I don't know.
Okay.
Third,
Yeah.
fourth,
Third.
two.
I think third.
Third over the Red Sox?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
would say so too as well. Yeah, third.
Okay, so we left the best for last.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
but I think
it can be quick.
Not as bad as they're. I think they're slowly improving.
I'll
Slowly.
tell you what.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
I understand, because you say after the torture rack, the sodomy, being in prison is not that bad.
no, I think that they are a year or two away from being a team that you can look at. That's what I think.
Just look at them.
Yeah,
Not
no.
too much else. You can just look.
This is there was a joke about the Mets that they would come to the first game and wait for next year. So the Baltimore Orioles,
No, okay.
2-3 years away from being something.
They have
This
Cedric
is-
Mullins,
He's-
which is a great player.
Great
And the
player.
thing-
Great
and
player.
just like disclosure, I love the Orioles.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really love the Orioles. They're like, if I was the Mets fan, I would probably be an Oriole. That's the thing. To me, it's like they're bad.
They have John Means.
Ruben Odor.
No.
Ryan
It's not the same.
Mountcastle.
Okay, they have.
Yeah, they have Ryan Mountcastle.
Mountcastle is going to be great on another
Yeah, he's
team.
gonna be a-
3 or 4. No, seriously.
Yeah,
they're
they'll
gonna trade him away.
ship
I
him
mean,
off.
And
let's
they have
be-
some young players that's coming up.
This is 2022.
Yeah,
This
I mean-
is, and they are the Orioles. He's going, unless they're going to find their own Steve Cohen. This is he's going to be. He's been somewhat good on his rookie year. He's been much better last year. He's going to get much better in the next two seasons, and then he's going to be traded to the Dodgers or whatever.
I think the number one thing that anyone would look at the Orioles for this year is when Adley Rutschman comes up,
Yeah.
because he's your potential to be a
He's
top
the
catcher
Manny
right
Machado.
away.
Is the like what happened when
Well,
Manny
they
Machado
did bring
came
in Chirinos, so you say, but you
Until
say-
the stopgap, until he.
yeah, something okay.
Yeah.
That's.
But
that's
he'll come up
interesting.
this year and he'll take over, and I'm excited to see what he does.
Grayson Rodriguez, pitcher.
Oh yeah, yep.
The
Also
one
a
that-
top prospect.
And
yep.
when they will come up, both of them, with Means and with Cedric Mullins
Yeah, that's
together,
just like, if
and
your-
with
if your ace
Mountcastle,
is
I
John
think they have a
Means.
base. I think they have a base that they can start working on.
And Kramer.
How is
Dean Kramer.
And
by the
Dean
way,
Kramer.
how is Dean Kramer? I mean, assuming you know, let's forget he's Israeli and Jewish.
But from what I've seen in some starts when he's pitched against the Yankees, he does have solid stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what their philosophy is in there for their pitching culture, but and how they utilize him necessarily.
Honestly, I think how Matt Harvey was pitching
Yeah.
for them. I don't think they have pitching philosophy. He was doing whatever. It looks like he was doing whatever he thought was working.
Yeah.
So I didn't see. I actually didn't see Kramer throwing, because he always plays
He
against
plays
you,
against
and
us,
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah,
He
and
won one
on
game.
days,
Yeah,
and on
he
days,
pitched well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I mean,
At the
is
stadium,
there a talk about maybe if he was maybe if he was traded or something like that?
I mean, like if he was traded, then I think if you trade him to somewhere like the Rays or a team that really has a foundation and a structure to them, I think then that's something you could get more out of him than
So whole hope is not lost.
No, I don't think so.
Nedla.
Second and 3, what? They would give a great fight for the worst team in baseball this year.
Let's see if they can win 60 games.
Them and the D-backs.
Yeah,
Right.
Again.
Yeah, again.
And this year this is a lottery, so it won't even benefit
Right?
them.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun and long, but guests always get an extra 20 minutes. Yoni, sorry. So I guess this is where we close because baseball you don't have a clock, but we do have a clock, and we always know when we finish, and it won't happen before you, Yoni, ask us a question from. And hopefully it's a true question because it's
April
April
1st.
Fool.
But they did make the question
Silly.
no adapt to the date,
Okay.
like opening day.
Okay.
So who was the last pitcher to have 12 or more strikeouts on opening day? Okay, I'll give you the names. Dave McNally, you know him? It's the only name I don't know.
No.
Felix Hernandez,
Okay.
Jacob DeGrom, Randy Johnson, or Max Scherzer.
The last pitcher to do it?
Yeah.
12 strikeouts on opening day?
Or more, right? I think I know.
Okay.
The
Give us the
answer.
name.
It's not it's an
And your
open
name
question.
is?
DeGrom?
DeGrom. You said DeGrom. Okay. What'd you say?
I'll go with Scherzer.
Okay.
I would have to say the drum, and because I do remember him.
Yeah, I
playing
remember
first.
when he pitched, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really know. It sounds. I said the drum as well.
Both of you, DeGrom, you said Scherzer. I'll
Yeah.
go with Felix, just for
Yeah.
It's gonna
Go
be
with
Dave
Felix.
McNally.
Always go with either Felix or Gimel, whatever the answer. And it is.
Max Scherzer.
That was nice.
March
Okay.
28, 2019, Scherzer allowed just 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 runs against the Mets. In Washington, home opener. at National
Against
Park.
DeGrom, probably.
Yeah.
Probably against
He
DeGrom.
also struck out 12 Mets, but Bad Max still lost 2-0.
Wow. A DeGrom type of start.
To Jacob DeGrom.
Okay, which year?
2019. Newly acquired second baseman Robinson Cano
No,
drove in
before
both
the-
runs for the Mets. One of them was his first inning home run.
I'm switching to Hebrew. נסיים בזאת, ניתן לי... Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to you both.
Thank
This
you.
was amazing. Honestly, it's very nice to have you, Nati, but honestly, I'm saying again, guy, if you were living here, he would be out of job. And I'm saying with all love and respect,
Can I still sell woods?
no, not out of your real job, out of your, I mean, honestly, you are welcome here anytime, Skype,
you.
Zoom. This is real fun. I can see why he built his own career after talking to you. נסיים בזאת, ניתן למצוא אותנו באתר בייסבול פודקאסט co.il, תוכלו למצוא את הפודקאסט באפל פודקאסט, ספוטיפיי, יוטיוב, גוגל וכמובן בכל האפליקציות. דרגו אותנו, תנו לנו משוב, פרגנו ב5 כוכבים, ככה הפודקאסט יקבל יותר חשיפה אצל כל חובבי הבייסבול שעדיין ישנם שם. כושר הוטדוג באינסטגרם. תודה מיוחדת למפיק האחראי שלנו חיים כץ. יוני, תודה, אחרי כל מה שקרה בשבוע שעבר, אתה יודע מה הוא הלך לעשות? הוא הלך ללמוד עכשיו קרב מגע מקריס רוק. הבנתי שקריס רוק הולך ללמד קצת קרב מגע אחרי
שניהם יהיו מוכנים לרוברטו.
ולוויל סמית.
כן.
ניתן להמשיך את הדיון באתר המאזרסיפ שלנו, הופ.co.il. יוני, משהו לא, מה לפני שסוגרים?
Happy opening day.
Happy opening day, זהו, opening day 7th of April,
Yeah.
April 7th.
כנראה פחות או יותר כשהפוד יעלה.
נקווה לטוב, אז תודה לכם על ההאזנה לכושר הוטדוג עם יוני לב-ארי וארז שץ, ובייסבול טוב ישראל.
יאללה ביי.
Swung on a drill to right field. Doing back Sanders on the track at the wall. See ya! See ya! See ya! A home run!
they skipped Luis Severino's start. And it was...
Tightness. General soreness. General.
Oh, okay. And yeah, guy has his own thing why it happened.
And, you know, they say maybe that the start that they skipped was against the Blue Jays, so maybe they just don't want to show Severino's stuff against the Blue Jays.
Of course,
it's spring training.
Because yeah, it's like they're not. It's not like they're going to see that team like 8 times the next.
And not that they have videos and scouts that.
Yeah, it's a very it's a new player. Nobody has seen.
Yes,
I haven't seen it for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't remember. Okay.
And apparently, I don't want to. How do you say lenaches in English? I don't want to jinx him. But you said it?
Yeah.
Okay. Not knowing in the. לא יודע עברית, בסדר.
מההתחלה, מתחילים בעברית.
So we have.
There is not that he is as big of a two-way player, but a player that is coming up. I think he's starting April 10th. Hunter Green
With
the Cincinnati Reds. He has been shown to have at least be able to handle the bat a little bit. So that's one of the dates, April 10th, that I'm looking forward to see Hunter Green pitch.
Honestly, only if he was living in Israel, you would be out of a job. What they used to do was called a suicide squeeze. Suicide Squid is that Korean series. In the Suicide Squeeze.
Squidward.
So,
first of all, you need the pitcher to be a lefty. That makes it much easier.
First of all, you need the pitcher to be an idiot, I think.
Andy Pettit.
Not to pay attention.
Andy Pettit was an idiot?
No, that's why I want you to go back on what you said.
Well,
I mean, the only reason fans go to Orioles, so in the odd case they win, they start screaming, "You're losing to the worst team in baseball!" Which is actually something I heard of. We lost to them.
Like you lost to the Orioles.
No, seriously, we lost to them, and there was this guy behind home plate was screaming, "You're losing to the worst team in baseball!" Which was this probably he bought a season ticket just for
Just for that, just to see that.